Are you a tree lover? Do you want to help trees and plants, as well as yourself, be healthy in this environmentally damaged world? I have created a consciously collaborative and globally unique service to heal the inner parts, systems, and functions of trees and all plants so they can be healthy, reach their goals, and be climate resilient. I'm Jim Conroy, the Tree Whisperer. I help heal sick and declining trees by repairing the internal functionality of trees. I've been working with this maple tree for many years. And one of the major problems has been is the tubes underneath the bark, the xylem and phloem tubes underneath the bark. They either aren't well formed, they aren't operating correctly, or the tree didn't have enough of them to fully be a healthy tree. Finally, last season, the end of last fall, I started changed around working with the tree a little bit of a different way. And what the tree and I decided to do was, it was a collaborative effort, was to use the old tissues, the old roots, xylem and phloem, and bud leaves to sustain the tree while the tree started to put on new healthy tissues. And that's exactly what has happened. That happened late last fall, 2024, up through this year now, 2025. In many cases, what happened with the tree in the past was the tree would heal, but then what would happen is we'd get stress factors coming in. High winds, this tree lives right on the shore, extreme temperature variations, or drought. Drought was a major problem. This tree, would start to heal, but then it couldn't completely heal. But now what's happened is the tree has gone well on its way to being a nice, healthy tree again. Yes, the leaves are brown right now because this is fall. This is the late October time frame, and the tree is starting to get ready for winter. But it has a lot of green leaves left. And what it's trying to do is make as much food as it can to put on those new parts. So let me give you an example of what's going on in the results of the tree and why this tree is such a success. The xylem and phloem are now saying, the xylem and phloem tubes are now operating at 90%. And they're well formed. They say 90% well formed. That's a big breakthrough for this tree. Also, concerning the amount of xylem and phloem, the tree is saying, I have 80% of the xylem and phloem I need, and I'm going to continue putting on more xylem and phloem yet this fall. So that's a real success for this tree, because that'll give that tree a real chance to put out nice buds and put out nice leaves next year. In addition to, as I said, it still has green leaves, so it's continuing to make food, driving those food to those storage points, driving the food to those buds and to the roots so it can push out those nice leaves next spring again. In addition, the tree is putting on more roots and more buds. It'll continue to do that this fall as well. Well-formed and operational. Again, well-formed, 90%, operational, 90%. Which is very good. And that means the tree will have a good start next spring to be a nice, healthy tree. So we have good part-to-part connection, good part-to-function connection, function-to-function connection, and then very key, function-to-part connection to help restore and continue to put on more new parts. And so this tree is a real success in that sense that it used the old tissues to sustain the tree while the tree put on new tissues to become to start on its way to be this nice, healthy tree again.